Hello and welcome to another episode of Dad vs. Daughter. I'm Tim the Dad.
I'm Megan the daughter.
And we're going to be playing Smash Up Monster Smash. We do the smash. We do the monster smash. Okay, so just a quick reminder on how to play Smash Up for those who may not know. The object of the game is to get to 15 points before your opponent. You do that by basically smashing bases. Now, if we look at this base here, it's going to cost 20 points of power in order to smash the base. The player with the most when the base smashes, the most power is going to get 5 points. Second place is going to get 3. And since we're only doing a 2-player, we won't worry about the third place. Now, certain bases have certain powers. Like this one says, after this base scores, the winner discards his or her hand and draws 5 cards. So you just do what's on the card.
And we'll mention when the text says something different to do with that base, so we'll try to keep you guys up to date with what's going on here.
The other thing is Smash Up it gets its name because you take 2 factions that may not even be related to each other and you smash them together and that becomes your deck. Now, because we're playing the Monster Smash, I am choosing the Mad Scientists and the Vampires.
And I have chosen the Werewolves and the Wizards. And the Wizards are in the base set, but I didn't really like playing with the Ghost from the expansion. So I chose Wizards, so that's what I'm playing with.
Well, the Ghost is from the first expansion. The other faction that we're not playing is the Giant Ants.
Giant Ants. We were going to do Ghost, that's why.
I mean, come on. Giant Ants?
That's not scary.
Yeah, that's just kind of...
That's old science fiction.
I guess it's scary if you're on a picnic, but, Okay, so... Let me guess. Megan.
No, you're going to go first this time.
Oh, I'm going to go first. Okay, so the first thing you do is you're going to draw 5 cards for your hand.
You always have 5 to start with.
Okay, let's see what goodness I have here. One of the things about the Mad Scientists and the Vampires are that they allow you to put power tokens on the cards. So that's going to give me a little bit more power. And you can only play 1 minion and 1 action on your turn. And then after your turn, you're going to draw 2 cards as long as you don't exceed the 10-card hand limit.
You can play more cards depending if like your minion or action card says you can play more cards, but you should only basically play with a minion and action generically with each turn.
Okay, and also I want to point out that the bases that we're using are from the Monster Smash expansion or I can't remember what the other ones, but they're all the scary ones.
Yeah.
So this is kind of our Halloween episode.
Yep.
Okay, so the first thing I'm doing here is I'm looking, and I think I want to go for the cemetery there. Okay. So I am going to play the Count.
Okay.
The Count is a minion with a power of 5 and says he's got an ongoing ability. After another player's minion is destroyed, I get to place a +1 power counter on this minion. And I will see if I have any actions I want to play. And I don't at this time, so I'm going to draw my 2 cards. And Megan, your turn.
Okay, I think I am going to play... I think I'm going to play this minion here, which is the Teenage Werewolf. And the talent is this minion gains +1 power until the end of the turn. And then I can play an action. I don't think I want to play an action, so I'll draw 2, and your turn.
All right. Well, I think I got lucky with my shuffling here because I also have Herr Doctor. He is a mad scientist, and he is worth 5, and his talent is place a +1 power counter on another one of your minions. So I'll place him there, and thank you for putting that on there for me.
Yep.
So, and I get to do the talent once per turn. So that's really going to help. So right now, this base has 11 and 14 power on it. So it only needs another 6 and it will smash.
Yep.
So let's see, do I have an action? Well, you know what? I'm going to play this action. It's called Jolt. You can see that there. Place +1 power counter on each of your minions. So the Count's going to get 1, and the Doctor is going to get 1. And then I discard that and draw 2.
Draw 2. Okay. My minion is going to be the Howler. This minion gains +2 until the end of the turn, so he is at 4 right now.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and then my action will be Unstoppable. It says play on a minion, so I will play it on the Howler. And this minion cannot be destroyed, but the base is popped, correct?
Let's see. Well, so he's worth 4, and 3 is 7, 8, 9, 14, 15, 20. So the base gets smashed. I'm going to get 5 points
And
since
3
I
for
have
him.
the most. And these counters will go back, and the cards. Well, let's see. What did it say after the base scores?
The winner discards his or her hand and draws 5 new cards.
All right, so I will discard these 2 from the base and draw up 5 new cards. Okay, so then we've got the Moot Site.
Yep. And I drew 2 more cards for the end of my turn, so now it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to go for the Standing Stones.
Okay.
And it says during your turn, one of your minions here can use its talent twice. And wouldn't you know it, I have no minion with a talent. I should have used my other guy there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play a fledgling vampire for 2. And
What does that get you to do?
it says after you play this minion, if you have another player, or if another player has more power here, then you place a +1 power counter on this minion.
Ooh.
Well, since you don't have anybody there yet,
Yeah.
let's see if I have any good actions to play. Nope, I think that's it. So I'm going to draw up.
Alright. I think I'm going to play this action, which allows me to play 2 actions. So, would that be 2 more, or just another one? Is that
It
how you would
says-
take it?
Play 2 actions.
2 extra actions. So
2
2
extra
more.
actions. Yes, you
Okay.
get 2 more.
Wanted to make sure. So I will play this one on this base. So it's ongoing, and each of the minions here has +1 power. And this one actually has text on this. It says the first minion placed here on each turn gains +2 power until the end of the turn. So this one actually, that's not a minion. So I can play another action. First, I think I'm going to play a minion now. I'm going to play the Loup-Garou. And it is a special. Before this base scores, the minion gains +2 power until the end of the turn. And that is the first minion, so technically this would have 4 more power on it, so it would be worth 8, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then my action will be Frenzy. Each of my minions here with +4 more power gets +1 until the end of the turn. So that would be worth 9, but you haven't played anything, so that doesn't really come into play with the base smashing or not.
No.
So that will be my turn.
And
I'll
that's
draw
going to
2
go
more
away,
cards.
so don't have
Yep.
to worry about that. All right. So now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Lab Assistant minion on the Standing Stones here. And it says place 1 power counter on another one of my minions. So I'll throw that on the old fledgling vampire there. And then I am going to play, as my action, the Mad Monster Party, which says place a +1 power counter on each of my minions that does not have one. So my Lab Assistant is going to get 1.
Yep.
So that puts that up to 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
And draw 2 cards and
Yep.
go for it.
I'm going to go back to this one and play my minion. So this minion gains +2 power until the end of the turn. So in this, since this one was my first minion played, I get +2 more power. So that would be 6 and then 10. And then I'm going to play an action. Let's see. I'm going to play this action again, the Frenzy. So this one has 4 more power. So and this one technically would, right? Since it would be at 6. So
Right.
would that count?
Yes.
So then that one gets +1 until the end of the turn, both of them, if they're more than 4. So that would be 5 and then 7. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not there yet.
Well, he gets +2 power till the end of the turn, right?
Yeah. And then,
And
it
what
was
did
the
your-
first minion.
Okay.
So that gets +2, and then it gets
So he's
+1.
So he's 4. Oh, so each gets
Yeah.
gets +1 if they're 4.
So he got 2 for this one. So
Okay,
that'd
so
be
you're
4.
at 10.
And then
right?
2 more would be 6, and then 7. And then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay.
So I'm only at 12.
But
But
then
the extra powers go away at the end of the turn, which is now. So draw 2 cards in your turn.
all right.
Getting close there. Not yet. That is kind of the problem with 2-player. If you don't, or you're not playing at the same base, it takes longer for one person to get up to the base to smash than with both people on the base at once.
Okay. So I am going to play Crack of Dusk. It's an action. It says play a minion of power 2 or less from my discard pile. Play as an extra minion, and then place a +1 power counter on it. So I'm going to look through my discard here, and looks like I am going to play another fledgling vampire here, and I'm going to place a +1 counter on that as well.
Okay.
And let's see, what else do I have here that I can do? That was my action. I can play another minion, but guess what? I don't have another minion. So just a quick add here. That's 6 and 10. So we're still 10 points away. So I'm going to go ahead and draw up.
Okay, my turn?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to play this minion here. And it is reveal the top card of your deck. If it is an action, you can place it in your hand or play as an extra action. Otherwise, return it to the top of your deck. So drawing 1, it is not. It is a minion, so I cannot play that. So in action, I'm going to play this action on this Loup-Garou, and it is a talent. If this minion is the highest power here, you can play an extra action, but I don't think I really want to play an extra action. So I don't think I really want to play that then. Okay, never mind, draw 2. Still kind of getting the hang of these cards, so I'm not entirely sure how to play them yet. So, your turn.
Okay, so looks like what I'm going to do is I'm going to play another fledgling vampire here. And since you don't have anybody there, I don't have to worry about the talent. Let's see, do I have any good actions here? Unfortunately, I really don't have anything that's going to help me, so I'll draw 2, and that'll end my turn.
Okay. I think I'm going to play another Loup-Garou. So that is +2. So that would be 6, and then since that was my first minion, that gets another +2, so that'll be 8. And then I think I'm going to play this other minion, which is the Teenage Wolf, and the talent is the minion gains +1 until the end of the turn. So I think
that'll smash
15,
it because
right?
you only needed 15.
Yeah.
So
since I'm the only one at that base, I get 2 points.
You're going to get 2, and
So,
the cards go
swap that.
to the discard. Nope. Okay.
Yeah, it's part of these cards off this map.
All right.
Okay.
Get rid of that and put a new base down. This base is the Laboratorium.
Cool.
It says the first minion placed here each turn gets a +1 power counter. Okay, well, I'm still working on the standing stones here.
Yep.
So, guess what I've got? I've got another fledgling vampire.
Did you happen to draw each turn?
Yeah, I did.
So you shuffled those.
So, yeah, so let's see where we're at with power here. So that's 6, 10, 14. I still need 6 in order to pop it. So I get to play an action, and I don't think I have any good actions I can play. No, not really. So go for it. I'll draw up.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go here and help you out. So I get to draw a card.
You're so generous.
Yeah. I don't have an action, so I draw 2. And your turn.
Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Night Stalker here. And he says, destroy a minion of power 2 or less here to place a +1 power counter on this minion. So yeah, I'm going to destroy your Enchantress there, and I'm going to put +1 on the Night Stalker.
Where are we at?
So I think we're 1 short. Let's see, 6, 10, 14, 19. Oh, if I could only had a...
Nothing.
If I had an action, let's see.
Do you?
Well, I'm looking. You know, I'm just not seeing anything really good.
Because you drew all your 1 cards. You didn't have time to draw
Yeah,
actions.
so I'm going to draw up and let you go.
Okay.
So 1 more until that base pops.
I think I'm going to play this action, so it allows me to draw 2 cards. And a minion. I like this Neophyte card, so reveal the top card, and if it's an action, I can play it. And it is, what is my action? Search my deck for an action and reveal it to all players. Place it into your hand and shuffle your deck. I'm gonna look for, let's see, an action. I'm gonna look for another one of these Mystic Studies, see if I find one. And right there it is. So it goes into my hand and I shuffle my deck. And
That will pop the
my
base.
turn. Okay.
So let's see. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do this. It says during your turn, one of my minions here can use its talent
Did you
twice.
have a talent that he is?
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I don't have any talents. So it didn't matter anyway.
Nope.
So the base is going to pop. I am going to get 4.
And I get 2.
And that puts me at 9. And you
And
have
7.
7.
So this one goes away.
So all
And
these
get
power
this.
counters get replaced, and all these are going to go.
This one is the Crypt, and it says when one or more minions here are destroyed, the player who destroyed them may place a +1 power counter on one of his or her minions here. Could be interesting.
Okay, well, that was your turn.
I did not draw it. There we go. Draw
Okay.
turn.
Well,
Okay.
I like the Crypt, and here is one of my favorite cards since we've been playing with this. It is the Monster, and it's got a talent that says remove a +1 power counter from this minion to play an extra minion, and
Yep.
he's going to go right there on the Crypt.
Okay.
I like that card. And let's see, what good action can I heap on that? You know, I don't really have any good action cards in my hand. At least none that are working really well with the things I've got. So I'm just going to draw up and let
Okay.
you go.
I think we're going to play the Howler. So the minion gets +2 until the end of the turn, so it will be at 4. And I think my action is going to be Mystic Studies, and I'll draw 2 cards. And that will be my turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm at my max limit of cards in my hand, so I cannot draw 2 more cards.
Okay.
So on to you.
All right, so now that it's my turn, your Howler is back to 2 power.
Yep.
So I think we're going to feast on him with the dinner date here, which says place a +1 power counter on my minion. Destroy a minion of power 2 or less at that minion's base. So guess what, Howler? You're going bye-bye.
I wouldn't really want to feast on him. He might have rabies.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
never know.
Or fleas.
Yeah.
So that was my action. And now I can play a minion.
Yep.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a lab assistant here, which says place a +1 power counter on another one of my minions. So put that on the old monster there. And because I played the dinner date, I'm going to be able to... no, I was thinking of something else.
Yeah.
So I've
Insane.
played... yeah, I've played my action. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. When one of my minions here are destroyed, when one or more minions here are destroyed, the player who destroyed them may place a +1 power counter on one of his or her minions. Well, since I destroyed yours, I'm going to place a +1 there for the Crypt.
Jeez.
So
Okay.
that is my turn.
All right.
Let's see. Can I draw cards? 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can draw 1.
Okay. Going to play one of my favorite cards, the Neophyte, and it is a minion, not an action. So because of that, I'm going to play the Summon, and I can play an extra minion. So I'm going to play the Teenage Wolf, and it gains +1 power until the end of the turn. And let's see, draw 2 cards.
Okay, now I remember what I was going to do. I was
What?
going to use the monster's ability, his
Okay.
talent. I was going to play. That's where I was going to get my extra.
We'll do it this turn.
Well, you know what? I think I'm going to.
You should.
But you know what? Let's see. This is what we're going to do first. I'm going to play the Big Gulp. You see that right there? And it says destroy a minion of power 4 or less. So your Teen Wolf there can go bye-bye.
Okay.
And then since I destroyed that, I get to put a +1 power counter on the old monster there.
And are you going to take one away?
So let's
gonna
see.
use
Well, I can play. That was my action, so I still have a minion to play. So you know what? I'm going to play Igor.
You like Igor?
Igor, why do you torment him so? It's what I do. Now that quote is from Van Helsing, which a lot of people don't like, but it's one of my favorite movies to watch this time of year.
Because you like Hugh Jackman.
Well, Hugh Jackman's cool. Okay,
Debatable.
The ongoing ability that Igor has is after this minion is destroyed or discarded, place a +1 power counter on one of my minions. So Igor goes there, and you know what? I think what I'll do is I'm going to remember this time. I'm going to take one off of the monster,
Okay.
and I've got another Igor.
Oh my.
So let's do a quick count here. So I'm at 7, 10, 14, 16. So we're 4 away from popping that base, and I'll draw 2 cards up, and it's your turn.
Okay, well, going to play this minion again. Is it an action? It is an action, so I'm going to play it. So play an extra minion, and I'm going to play that minion. I can play an extra action. So let's see. An action, action, action. Okay, so I'm going to play Chew Toy. So choose one of my minions. I'm going to choose that one. Destroy a minion with lower power at your minion's base. So one of your Igors can go away.
Okay, and this is after he's destroyed or discarded, place a +1 power counter on one of my minions.
Oh gosh.
So guess what? The monster will get another one.
Probably should have read that before I did that.
But, well, it really doesn't matter because now that you're done, we check the score and the base is going to pop.
Yep.
Because my monster is at 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20.
Yep.
So the base gets smashed. I'm going to get 4 points.
I get 2.
You're going to get 2, and I have 13. So I am 2 away from winning.
Ugh. I'm only at 9 over here. Okay, that's the haunted house. After a player plays a minion here, that player must discard a card. How many did you say you needed till you won?
I'm at 13,
Okay.
so I only
If you
need
win
2.
either of these, yeah, you're won the game. Let's hope that's not the case. So, your turn.
All right. Well, let's see. Do I have any minions left in my hand? Yeah, this is a little unbelievable, but guess what? I do not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's all actions?
9. I have 9 cards, so I'm just going to
Draw
draw one
one.
card up,
That's
and
it.
your turn.
Okay then. I think I'm gonna go to the haunted house and play this. It is an ongoing minion, and I can play an extra action on each of my turns. So each turn I get to play an extra action.
Well, that's pretty good.
I know, I don't think I've played that one before. So that one's cool. And after you play a minion, you have to discard a card. So discard that. So then my action. I think I'm going to play the Mass Enchantment. So reveal the top card of another player's deck.
All right.
So that would be you.
So my top card. Oh, it's the monster.
It is not an action.
Nope.
Can't use it. So return the unused card to the top of the deck. So that was kind of a dud. And draw 2, and your turn.
All right. Well, I am at hand limit, so the only thing I can really do is I can play an action on a base.
Okay.
So I'm going to play the grave situation here. It says play on a base, ongoing. After one of your minions is destroyed here, place it into your hand instead of the discard pile. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place that on the old haunted house there.
Okay.
And that will allow me to draw a card. And since you looked at it, I know what it is. So go for it, Megan.
Okay. Minion. I'm going to play that one, and I get to draw a card. I'm going to play Moon Touched on this minion, and it's the talent. So if this minion has the highest power here, draw a card, and it does. So I get to draw another card, and I get to play another action. So I haven't played an action yet, so I can still play 2. I think I'm going to play the Marking Territory on this base. So at the start of your turn, if you have the more total power here than the other player, reduce this base's breakpoint to 0.
So it's automatically smash.
Since I'm the only one there.
Yeah,
I
that's
get
a
the
really
points.
good card.
So I get 4 points.
You're going to get 4 points, and I'm going to get zip. Nice play.
Yep. That stopped you from gaining a lead there.
So the haunted house is going to go away, and we have Castle Blood. It says after you play a minion here, if another player has more power here than you do, You may place a +1 power counter on that minion.
I have to shuffle my discard into my hand.
Wow, that's a first.
Yeah, that's a first.
Okay, well, let's see. Doesn't really matter too much where I go. I'm going to go to Castle Blood because it's going to take less to pop that. And I'm going to play my favorite card, the Monster. And then I am going to look and see if I have anything good. Oh, I do. I'm going to play the Uber Serum. The Uber Serum has an ongoing effect that says at the start of your turn, place a +1 power counter on this minion. This minion cannot be destroyed. So old Frankie there is going to become a super soldier. It's like Captain America.
Not as cute though.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, I can actually draw my full 2 cards.
There you go. I think I'm going to play this action here. And it is reveal the top 5 cards in my deck. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. So place any number of the minions revealed into my hand. So I had 4 minions. Oop, I think I'm going to take them all. And then return the cards. Okay, so my minion now. Maybe I want to play. I'm going to play that one instead. So is it an action? It is an action, so I get to keep that. And then do I have, I feel like I have 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have to discard one. So then your turn.
All right. So the action that's ongoing says at the start of my turn, place a +1 power counter on this minion. So old Frankie there, he gets a +1 power counter. And I think I will play Igor there as my minion. And you know what? I think I will remove this +1 counter to play an extra minion there. I'm going to play the Heavy Drinker, which says I may destroy one of my minions to place a +1 power counter on that minion. Well, let's see. Is that really going to help me out much?
Maybe.
You know what? I'm going to destroy Igor. So I'll place the 1 counter there. And this says after this minion is destroyed or discarded, place a +1 power counter on one of my minions. So guess what? Frank's going to load up again. So that was my 2 minions. Now for my action, I'm going to play It's Alive. It says play an extra minion. Place a +1 power counter on it. So, oh no!
What?
I don't have any more minions in my hand. Well, crud. I just wasted that. All right, well, I needed to get some cards out of my hand anyway.
Right.
So, I'll draw 2, and your turn, Megan.
I think I'm going to play this card, so I can play an extra action. So 2 actions then. I think I'm going to play Unstoppable on this minion. So that cannot be destroyed. And then my other action, let's see. You don't have any minions that are lower than mine. I don't think I'm going to play an extra action. Where are we on points for the space?
Well, I've got 5, 9, 10, 11, 14.
Okay. 4 more.
Yeah, 4 till it pops.
I can't do anything, so 2 more. Your turn.
Well, I wish that I had better cards here. So I am just going to play another Heavy Drinker there for 3. And I could destroy a minion, but there's really no point. I wish I could use the Monster's ability, but I am out of minions in my hand, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can draw my 2 cards, and your turn.
Okay. I think I'm going to play my favorite card, that Neophyte. It is not an action. That's the only problem. Every time I play it, it's always minions. So an action.
The little yellow guys with goggles.
Nope, they're not those annoying little things. I don't think I'm going to play an action because they all are relating to power that I would have over you, and I don't, so.
No, that's because I am your father.
Okay, so I think that's it.
All right.
So I'm at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Drawing
So-
only one card.
Well, wait a minute. Let's see. Because you played that. Let's do a quick tally here.
Okay.
5, 9, 12, 14, 16. All right. Well, as you can see from the trophy presentation, good old dad won. I had 16 points to your 12.
Yeah.